we have, starting off the agenda, we have anything COVID related, Melissa, that we wanted to update?
So no, numbers are definitely looking good. We're at 2,118 total cases, and of those cases, we're actively monitoring one. So cases definitely are trickling in, but definitely not to the magnitude that they were weeks or even months ago. But we do have someone else on the call today, Brenda Healy. And Rich, you let me know the order of operation. But so Brenda was sworn in last Tuesday as a new associate board member through the select board. So Brenda, she had her interview with the select board, correction, and she was sworn in through the clerk's office the end of last week. So I don't know if you want to take this opportunity to welcome Brenda and maybe say a few words just to kind of introduce yourself, Brenda.
Absolutely. Welcome aboard, Brenda. How are you?
Hello. Hi, everyone. Some of you may know me. Like I said, at the select board, I've been a lifelong member of Walpole. I have been a nurse for 38 years this month, most of it critical care. The last 3 years have been getting my doctorate degree in nursing in an interest of public health. I'm the oldest intern the Department of Public Health has had, and I've been working with them for over a year now, kind of doing the whole COVID vaccine and all of that. And I'm doing my dissertation on improving the immunization rates among the elderly in our community.
Great.
Well, I had the opportunity to meet Brenda. She came to the farmers market, and we had a delightful chat all about Walpole and how it is to live there, and all that she's trying to do. So, welcome, Brenda. It was so nice meeting you that day and seeing you again on the Zoom meeting.
Thank you.
Great. Well, being your first meeting, kind of give you a sense of how we flow through. So the agenda, being that it's virtual now, I know we're talking about being able to go back and have a couple of live meetings along the way. A little bit of a transition doing the virtual just until we can really kind of get things back in person. But I've been the chairman now for a few months. I think the rest of the group has been around for quite a while. So it's an amazing group to work with, and I'm sure we're going to value and lean on you for your expertise. So welcome.
Thank you.
Awesome. Members. Right. Other than that, the rest of the first, I closed off the agenda. First thing we have on our list is the approval of minutes from the June 21st meeting. If anybody had any comments or corrections.
So I had one under a lifeguard variance for LA Fitness under the warning signs. To the fourth one, should we say no alcohol shall be permitted? It says is be permitted.
Maybe it should be is to be.
or. But it's like no alcohol is be permitted doesn't sound right.
Approved.
That's true.
As I mentioned, one of the other variances doesn't have a similar wording, right?
The other ones did have shall be.
Okay.
That first one under the first motion under home 2 suites, it says no alcohol shall be permitted in the pool area. So that was fine. And also, I had a question about one of the one that says adults should not swim alone, and I saw that again under the LA Fitness. I didn't see it under the Fairfield in suites. It's like adults should not swim alone. Can we put this warning? I mean, if you're an adult, I mean, where is the problem for swimming alone?
Well, I think it's just if anyone, even if you're a great swimmer, anyone can have a heart problem or anything. So if you're alone in a pool, there's obviously greater risk for something to go wrong. So I think that's why it's stated.
And also, when we looked at LA Fitness, it's really maintained by the front desk. So the front desk should be taking care of people coming into the front door and not watching people in the pool. So I think the suggestion that you should not be swimming alone is a safety issue rather than relying on the person on the front desk.
So is it like mandatory or is it suggested?
Seems suggested. It's a shall.
Oh, it's suggested.
Shall or shouldn't? Yeah. I don't think it says must.
That should not swim alone. Okay.
And if they do, they're dead. How about that?
Okay. Just questioning.
I do have one recommendation for bullet number 3 and 4 on Homewood Suites. So for the certification, just so that people may not be confused, that it's typically like a CPR, AED, and first aid all together in one certification. So I don't know if you want to combine. So bullet number 4 says Homewood Suites staff is CPR certified. So just change that to CPR, AED, first aid.
So I think the third bullet, Stefan, we just want to make sure that an AED is available in the pool area. It's not about certification. Correct me, someone, if I'm wrong.
But further on in the sentence, it says, and the staff is trained to administer first aid. So typically that's all one certification on how to use an AED, how to administer first aid, and also how to perform CPR.
Okay.
So you can, since it's a recommendation on number 3, and it looks like number 4 is a requirement, maybe for number 3, say recommends that there's at least one AED available and staff is trained on how to use the AED and administer first aid.
That sounds good.
My recommendation would be strongly to have it all be one certification, because you're getting everything all together. That's your best scenario.
Right, because usually when we do the CPR certification, we're trained to use the AED.
They do sometimes. Like I've had the quick courses, like the 1 hour CPR course, which is really not that great. It's best just to do, it's best to have them all together, really. But
And we can require that as part of this. Is that part of? So we're telling them they must have an AED. Obviously, they must have someone who knows how to use it, and they're trained for first aid CPR. That's something that's not outrageous for us to ask, right?
I agree.
Permit wise.
All right.
All right. Yeah, that's great suggestion. So really just blending those two together and covering it all. Next up. All right. Any other comments or edits? If not, I'll make a motion regarding the minutes from June 1st Board of Health meeting. Board of Health accepts the minutes as amended. Here's a second.
I'll second it.
Okay. Motion has been made and seconded. Any further comments? Now we will vote. Voting to approve, Carol,
Aye.
Stefan,
aye.
and Mona.
Aye.
I vote aye also, 4-0-0. The motion to pass minutes passes. Next is 7:35 slate. We are Planning Board, Lincoln Estates, the refile.
Yes, so we saw this in April, and I actually reached out to the engineer today just to see, kind of get an idea of any changes that the board might be interested in. And he wanted to emphasize to you that no work is going to be done within the 100-foot buffer zone. Some of the lots are within the 100-foot buffer zone, but none of the homes and no work will actually be conducted in that 100-foot buffer zone. And you can kind of see that in the plans I sent you, that you can see that some of the lot lines are within the buffer zone, but none of the homes, none of the septic systems, no work will actually be in that buffer zone. And he said it was just really minor revisions to address comments from engineering. You can see that they've named the two streets there. You have Ava Drive and Parsons Lane. They will still need to do soil testing, but he doesn't think that's going to happen until sometime next year. They are aware of it, but it's something we will still need them to do. And then obviously as they're constructing, making sure they're having sidewalks and adequate lighting has always been something the Board of Health has also commented on.
So were any homes relocated, Rika, as far as you know? Because this was suggested, right?
Right. And I think that from the last one, I don't believe any were relocated, but they've worked hard to make sure that none of their work will be within that. So they have made some adjustments.
Okay, so
in the past, but not to these revisions specifically, I don't believe.
Okay, so some of the homes are going to be located within the 100-foot buffer zone.
The homes will not be, just the property.
Just the property, okay.
Yep.
Just the property.
So
Okay.
no work, no construction, no homes will be within that 100-foot buffer.
At this time.
Yeah.
Until the pool's built.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, I'll make a motion. In regards to the Lincoln Estates refiled definitive 24 lot subdivision, the Board of Health would like to reiterate comments from the April 6, 2021 meeting in regards to protecting residents from vector-borne illnesses, and in regards to the soil testing requirements also. And other than that, no other concerns.
We add the street lights and sidewalks at this point, or will we see this again?
I wouldn't include it in this one, but because I know we haven't in the past, there is a chance you'll see it again as it goes through the construction phases.
Okay.
Right.
And
Motion has been made. Do we hear a second?
Second?
Motion has been made and seconded. Any further comments, discussions? No, we will vote. Carol?
Aye.
Stefan?
Aye.
Mona?
aye.
And aye, 4-0-0. And next on our list is the Board of Appeals request for comment, 35 Irving Drive.
I thought
So this
the plan for the house is very attractive for the addition for the in-law apartment. It didn't show the inside, but it showed the outside. I thought it was very attractive.
Yeah, so they will be adding an in-law suite to an existing single family, and it will be on town sewer and it will be on town water.
No wetlands issues.
No, but if there were, we would get a notice of intent from conservation. But no, there does not appear to be any.
And the first drawing doesn't show the addition, correct? First
No,
drawing is just
It doesn't.
yeah.
Just shows the existing plot plan,
So it's going off where we're looking at. It's going up.
the
upward.
side.
Okay.
It's the second one that's so attractive, I thought.
Okay.
I'll make a motion. Regarding this special permit at 35 Irving Drive for the addition of an in-law apartment, the Board of Health has no concerns at this time.
Motion has been made. Do we hear a second?
Second?
Motion is made and seconded. Any further comments? Now we will vote. Carol?
Aye.
Stefan?
Aye.
Mona?
Aye.
I also 4-0-0. Look forward to see that. And also Board of Appeals request for comment, the administrative appeal for the Norfolk Aggie campus, 1577 North Street. Interesting stuff. So this is
this went through zoning. So originally, it was brought to zoning that they wanted to put ground-mounted solar panels, and you saw the picture. It's quite a large. It would be quite a large solar field there. And it was brought to zoning, and zoning denied the request because it does not fall in the solar overlay district. There's a couple exemptions that they might have fallen under that they requested, and zoning didn't feel like it fit, and so the request was denied. So this is just an appeal to the zoning board that they can put those solar panels, a solar field there. So that will go in front of the zoning board, and if needed, it would go higher up. So the Board of Health really, I would say at this time, has no concerns. We might see this again as they begin construction in the area. And it's up way up North Street, almost to where the German Club is. So it's far up North Street.
Okay.
I think my feeling is it's admirable for the Aggie to want to put in these solar panels. It's a great school. All the students that I meet right now are just admirable people. There's a young man who's a Boy Scout and volunteers with the Scouts every Saturday to help us at the farmers market. And his plan of study is environment and climate. And I'm just very impressed. As a high school student, he's so well directed. Great school. I would hope that they allow them to do this, because it would behoove the school and behoove the students.
And my understanding is that Norfolk Aggie might already have some solar panels, but that they would be leasing this land. But again, it's something that will go in front of this appeal will go in front of the zoning board of appeals.
So my question though, are there any health issues related to this? I mean, if it did not meet zoning requirements, I'm like questioning why it was forwarded.
The application is just an administrative appeal, so there's nothing really for the application to move forward. It's an appeal to the zoning board of appeals.
Okay.
They mentioned the energy storage facility. Just begs the question if it's solar generation, but if they are going to do a battery system or some kind of actual physical storage. I know typically these solar systems will go right to the grid and feed the grid, but if they're talking about storage, then it might be more of a hazardous material type of risk we'd look at. But okay, other than that, I guess at this point I can make a motion regarding 1377 North Street, the administrative appeal. At this time, the Board of Health has no specific comments.
Okay, I'll second that.
Motion been made and seconded. Take a vote. Carol?
Aye.
Stefan?
Aye.
Mona?
Aye.
And I also 4-0-0. On our list, older business, Home for Little Wanderers update.
Sure. So for the health department, luckily everything's been relatively quiet since the Duggan House has no longer been used as a COVID housing location. I did reach out to Chief Kelleher, and he let me know that things have been pretty quiet at Longview. They do still have kids that are running away, which is to be expected, but they're managing the call volume. They do still have their police liaisons working with the school. They're working well with the school as well as DCF, and the communication has been positive. So they don't see any alarming issues at this point. I did extend the invite to Attorney Ash, who has been at the meetings in the past. I hadn't heard back from him, but there's been no negative activity in the eyes of the police or the health department at this time. I know we are scheduled to meet in October as well as January, so I would encourage at least the October meeting, and then depending on what the board wants to do at that time, either finalize it or finish up with the January meeting. And then obviously if things were to occur in the future, we could reopen everything. But they've been adhering to everything that we've put forth, which is great.
Melissa, would it be possible to just extend this? I like having the regular check-in. We're not asking them to prepare a report. You're just checking in with them.
Sure, and I don't
Would
think
seem
it's
to
not
me that
even
we could
extending
do
it,
that.
Carol, because we already have it in the books in our minutes for an October meeting as well as a January meeting, so that gives
But
us
I meant
more.
I was even thinking beyond that, because a check-in is positive, and it's good getting positive reports
Sure.
rather than that devastating negative thing that we went through.
Melissa,
Yes,
can
Regina.
I would really like to hear from them. For HIPAA reasons, obviously, I can't disclose too much, but their reports and their interactions with the schools are not as truthful as I know them being on the other end of things. So I'd really love to hear what they have to say about the schools and how they're kind of trying to help things go a little smoother. It was a pretty rough year for this, at least on the high school level. We had quite a few kids there, and it was pretty rough. And I think that when they report out of how things are going, they kind of leave out those things, and better communication with them would be awesome with the schools, but I'd just like to hear what they have to say about it. So if you want to pass that along, I don't know.
Yeah, and I know my update wasn't from them. That was from Walpole Police. So
Yeah.
Attorney Ash didn't reach out to me directly at all.
Yeah,
October, we're expecting them in October to speak, right?
yeah.
So we can make it, I mean, I know it was just an update, so we can make their presence required at the next meeting, which is in October, if that's what the board would like to do.
Rachel, yeah?
Yeah, I really would like for them to be there. That would be good. I just feel like it holds them a little bit more responsible when they have to explain it, or just update us in person.
Sure.
And it'll also give you the opportunity to ask some questions.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I agree. So you mean some kids were not reporting to school, Rachel?
There were a bunch of issues. Again, I don't want to go into too many details because I don't want to cross any lines, but
And I think it's tough too, because obviously our jurisdiction lies only so
Right.
far. And the reason it was forth in front of the health department was because there was COVID cases running off campus and infecting the community. But so I think we have to obviously be cautious with that fine line of public safety and enforcement through the police versus what the health department's jurisdiction is. But I definitely would obviously be supportive if the board wanted to make a motion to say that they'd like a representative from Home for Little Wanderers to be present at the October meeting.
We also want the police also? There's another.
Yeah, I know Chief Kelleher said he has no problem answering additional questions or even being present at meetings, so that definitely wouldn't be a problem.
Well, then we can do that. Shall we make a motion?
And it's the October 5th meeting.
October 5th. Okay. Make a motion regarding Home for Little Wanderers that the Board of Health requests the presence of the administration for the Home for Little Wanderers on the October 5th meeting. Also extending that invitation to Chief Kelleher.
I'll second that.
And a second. Yeah, motion made and seconded. Vote, Carol?
Aye.
Stefan?
Aye.
And Mona?
Aye.
Aye also. 400. Rachel, thank you so much. Great. And last things we have on is correspondence, the water quality report, and fall town meeting. Both informational for us, correct?
That is correct.
Anything we need to talk about those?
No. And just lastly, just as a plug-in in case we do have some viewers tonight, trash is delayed one day with the Monday holiday. So every day is 1 day delay.
Great. Any other business the Board of Health needs to address or discuss anything since our last meeting that we've empowered the health department to take on our behalf that has been done, or?
We have not, no. That we had one actually, was Al Sarabi Estates. So that was one that we've had Dan Merrican come forth, to present in the past. So he needed a different wording because the planning board was, under the impression that the Board of Health was denying the construction of it because it was in the wetlands, similar to what we've had in the past, where we're not against it. We're just or we're not stopping the project, rather. We're saying if the project were to progress, we would encourage, mosquito mitigation and all of the items that we typically report to be followed. So that's something that just drafted up and sent to Dan, and he was satisfied with that because he needed something prior to our next meeting.
Good. Great. Is there any other business? If not, I'll make a motion to adjourn. For that,
I'll second that.
And motion been made and seconded. We'll vote. Carol?
Aye.
Stephanie?
Aye.
Mona?
Aye.
I also 4-0-0. Thank you so much, everybody, and hopefully it stops raining and stay dry.
Thank you.
you.
So we'll see you August 10th because we only have one meeting in July.
August 10th.
Perfect. Enjoy your July, everyone.
Take care.
Take care.